Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Divine Feminine Oracles. With me tonight, whoa, it started really great with this Mercury retrograde. I have my two beautiful soul sisters, Sophie and Meg. Hello to the both of you. Well, let's start with Sophie first. Welcome to the show, and how are you doing tonight?
Hi, it's a big energy. I know every week is a different energy, but you will let me say that tonight because it's a weird and intense energy. I feel drained, I feel excited, I feel anxious, I feel like my head is just in a smooch, it's scattered everywhere. Don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments because it's intense energy.
Yeah, I think we're all feeling that for sure. And what about you, Meg? How are you feeling? And also, welcome to the show.
Yes, it's good to see you, girls. And yeah, I'm feeling the same really intense energy right now. I am a Scorpio and it's a Scorpio eclipse. So the Scorpios, Tauruses, water signs, we're really feeling this. And right now, actually, I'm starting to really feel it within the past few hours. So yeah, it's very just intense is the right word.
Yeah. I think we're going to say that word quite a lot tonight, intense, because the Scorpio energy is very intense on top of this Mercury retrograde. So I hope you guys are doing well. And hello to everybody watching. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And also, we'll be happy to chat with you and answer some questions towards the end of the show. So if you'd like to ask some questions, we'll respond to a few super chats. And you can go over to Maison Jupiter to fill up a super chat. So first of all, if you are watching from Beyond Mystic, you don't forget to like this video, share and subscribe. And also there's a lot of amazing content over there. We're going to have the Beyond Entertainment with Kristen. That's going to be Thursday. And we just had this episode yesterday. If you'd like to know more about the financial side of the eclipse, that's going to be there in a few days. So that was with Biggs and JC. That was last night. And also, if you are watching from Beyond Mystic, please also go over to Maison Jupiter and give us a like and also subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build as much amazing and exclusive content as we can. And we have the Pick a Card coming also Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern with the amazing Sophie. And this one's going to be about what's going to be this next version of yourself. So very interesting. And yeah, and we also did this amazing Astrological decode with Meg and I. That was from, we were talking about Jupiter in Taurus. So we'll be touching a little bit on that tonight because there's a lot of planets right now in the sign of Taurus. A lot of Taurus influence also with this Mercury retrograde in Taurus. And also, I just wanted to say that we also had an amazing Psychic Spy new episode that was yesterday. So you guys decided to do that on Tucker Carlson. So what can you tell us from last night's episode of the Psychic Spies? Just a little snippet, maybe.
Do you want to say it, Meg?
I'll just say that it's a lot lighter of an episode than the things that we're usually dealing with. So it's a bit of relief. It was relieving, I think, to say the least, to look at Tucker and to get some clarity through the cards, Sophie's cards and the astrology and our psychic impressions. And yeah, I enjoyed doing it. And I think we downloaded some really interesting information. Don't you think, Sophie?
Absolutely. And this one, like you said, a lot more lighter, but a lot of good information also to just learn. So if you felt that maybe Biden's or other were a bit too dark, this one is for you.
Okay, well, I can't wait to watch this one. I'm sure it's going to be full of great content as usual. And I just want to see here. Thank you so much, Jean-Claude from Beyond Mystic. Hello, friends. Much love to you all for your generous donation. And yes, that leads me into the subject for tonight. We're going to talk about our healing our relationship to money because I just spoke with the ladies before going live with this video, and we feel like that's sort of the theme that's coming up very much strongly in our field of awareness. I feel like, well, first of all, we have the eclipse coming up. That's going to be in 3 days' time on May 5th. And I feel like there's a lot of energy because it's all in the financial axis of Taurus and Scorpio, right? And I feel like we're being guided to talk about that a lot. And I know that I've been reading a lot of comments on the video, and some of the people leaving comments were triggered about either the promotion, either any kind of subject that's touching money. And I feel like it's very normal at the moment because there's a lot of astrological alignments that pertains to that. So, and I think we're all being guided to heal our relationship to money so we can welcome even more financial abundance in this age of Aquarius that we're transitioning into. So thank you so much, Jean-Claude, for reminding me the topic for today. And thank you for your generous support as usual. We love you. And yeah, so I'd like to first start with you, Meg, and let me know, how are you dealing with the energies right now? How are you feeling personally? And also, is there a theme that's coming up in your consultation? Do you feel something more particularly?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's so much going on, as I feel I'm saying that like every single video that we do, but really there's so much going on at the same time that I feel like in years in the future, we will look back at this time and actually have the time with self-awareness to reflect on actually what we've been going through. Because it's like super, super intense. Like you said, Julie, this transition into the age of Aquarius, which we are now in. And this eclipse season is our first eclipse season with Pluto in Aquarius. So this is the first time in 248 years that we've had eclipses with Pluto in Aquarius. That in itself is absolutely huge. There's lots of other things going on that are also very big deal. So I think it's a time where it's okay that we're not taking it all in. It's important to be in our hearts and following our hearts. And especially with this eclipse in Scorpio, this is shadow work. And this is the creepy crawlies coming out, so to speak, one aspect of it. So being aware of that, if you are feeling off, if you are feeling anxious, depressed, jealous, low energy, Scorpio rules all of those things in astrology. So that is very normal if you are feeling lower than usual right now. It's very important with this eclipse, as I'm sure we'll talk about, to look at where this is activating in your chart, to know some areas where really big change, transition may be happening, to better assist you during this time. But overall, I'm feeling the intensity for sure with clients, really big activations happening in terms of, I think I mentioned this last week as well, but the theme is continuing of people wanting to step into their purpose. And I really noticed ever since I've been a part of this beautiful community since around December of last year. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm amazed at how advanced everybody is. And I don't say that lightly. We're really in a community of old souls, beautiful beings of light that are here to help heal the world and bring love and light to the world. And a lot of us are being called to be a part of things that we've never seen in our lifetime, or even our ancestors that we're aware of lifetimes, you know, with the healing technologies that are going to be coming out, which is very Aquarius, very Pluto and Aquarius, stepping back into our mystic roles. For some of us, that's very Saturn and Pisces, with Neptune and Pisces at the same time. So it's just super powerful. And people, I'm noticing in consultation, wanting the affirmation that they're on the right path, which usually if you're into this stuff, you're in alignment with your natural energies and you are on the right path.
Wow, yes. As you're saying that, like, I'm feeling a lot of goosebumps. Like, it's true that it's a once in a lifetime experience with the eclipses in the financial axis, but also Pluto just entering the sign of Aquarius. So Pluto being the ruler of this next eclipse that we're going to have on May 5th too in Scorpio. So I think it's going to push a lot of changes ahead. And as you said, Meg, it's a new territory for all of us, especially the mystic community. Sophie, what are you feeling personally? How are you dealing with the energies? And also, do you have a couple of themes that are coming up in your consultations?
Personally, it's affecting my moon because I have my moon in Taurus. So it's affecting my moon in the sense of securities. And yes, I am in that energy where I need to do my finances. I need to watch my energy level. All of this is hitting me heavily, but around me too. So I also notice a lot of people around me that are affected by financially, just stress of the security, the safety net under us. We're not sure where we're heading, so we want to make sure that we have some security, but what exactly? So this is what I'm seeing around a lot. And in consultation, what is really, really coming a lot, we have a lot of question about family, and this is around the theme, I think, of Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. So the fact that I have a lot of question right now, and it's every consultation we have question about family, I think that this is also our safety. It's also our security. It's also our stability in life. So we need to make sure that the people around us and our family, for most of us, are safe. They're going to be fine. Their health is good. And then also our finances and all of it, all of the ground is really, it's there. We're okay. And then we can move to the next step with the eclipses.
Wow, yes, for sure. A lot of Taurus influence in that need to have a stability, a structure in the family. I love that. Can you pull cards maybe on what's this Taurus energy relating to family? What do the cards want us to have as a guidance maybe for how to deal with those themes?
Yeah.
What are we supposed to build?
Yeah, good question. Okay, so we have Queen of Swords. So this is, it's interesting to have Queen of Swords when it's Mercury retrograde, because this is communication, seeing clearly for me, at least for me, this is how I see this card. It's really talking with the other person and having frank conversation. We have the card of anxiety, 9 of Swords. We have the moon, illusion. So we're in there right now. And when you ask the question about what does it mean, the family and the theme of the family right now with all of this energy, we have 3 of Pentacles and all of this heavy energy. So 3 of Pentacles for me, it's the teamwork. So family is the teamwork. It may not be your blood family for every one of you, but it may be friendship. It may be your family that you're building with your partner. It may be other kind of family around you, like this community. And in all of this energy that we have right now with the eclipses, I forgot to say that the last card is 7 of Swords. So a lot of doubts, a lot of insecurities, a lot of mystery, a lot of illusions. And in all of this, you want to make sure that you have your team, that everybody is safe. It's like when there's a panic, you make sure that, okay, everybody is out of the building, everybody is safe. This is this kind of feeling, is that you want to make sure that you're giving support to those that you love and you care about. And you want to make sure that you receive also the support in those times.
I love that. So basically teamwork with your close ones. Wow. That makes sense. That makes sense, because every time we're going through so many changes, we got to know who's there for us. Like you said, who's going to be there for support, who we can count on. And so we're building like our tribe and our little family. I love that. So before we go into more of that amazing content, I just wanted to remind everybody watching here that you can book right now your next appointment with either Sophie or Meg, and that's going to be on MAISONJupiter.com. And of course, don't forget BeyondMystic in one word to get 10% off. And can you let us know, Meg, a little bit the difference maybe between the birth chart appointment and also the 1 year personal forecast for the people that maybe doesn't know much about astrology?
Sure. Yeah. So if you don't know that much about astrology, I would definitely suggest maybe the birth chart first. You don't have to, but that's good because we get into that sacred map, which is what the birth chart is, into why you're here, what your purpose is, what your natural skills, challenges, kind of lessons in this lifetime are. So that's really powerful stuff. The birth chart, we can really look at anything in life, get the answers from the birth chart. And then the 1-year personal forecast is looking at your year ahead with astrological transits. And for either of the consultations, you can, just have a reading with me where I just go off and I kind of channel. Or if you have specific questions about things, we can definitely focus on those questions with your birth chart or the year ahead and see what's coming up for you.
I love that. Thank you, Meg. And Sophie, can you let us know a little bit what usually happens during a consultation with you?
Yeah,
So
sure.
is it more like a general reading? Do they ask questions? I know the answer myself, but just for the people maybe that have questions.
So I always start my session by asking, what is your priority for today, or what do you expect of this? Because every time is different. So some people will come with a precise question. It's perfect. It will be perfect like this. I will start with that. We can together continue with other question that comes through and move from that. Or we can do past life. We can also do messages from the other side. So mediumship. Or also I can do an astrological reading where I look at approximately every aspect of your life and tell you what is coming next. In 1 hour, it's hard to really do the 12 sign of the zodiac, what is included in the astrological reading. So I always prioritize which aspect of your life you want me to read for. But it's sometimes, most of the time I should say, we go off of it because there's a message coming in or there is something that we want to dig in more. So it changes with your needs every time, and I adjust to your needs.
And also, I'm guessing a lot of past life stuff might come up with this eclipse coming in Scorpio with the South Node. So yeah, Sophie sometimes has, like most times I would say, have messages about some past lives that can help you move even further. So thank you, ladies. And one of you lucky supporters from the Super Chats will get the chance to get your hands on this wonderful pyramid by Carla. So this one is Iris. We're just going to listen to this video.
Hi everyone, this is Carla from Ascension Organites. Today I have here one of my purple pieces. Her name is Iris. She's made of amethyst crystals and aluminum metals. So I've received tons of messages asking what piece would work well for stress relief and anxiety, even sleep problems. Well, Iris is great for that because amethyst has all those healing properties and more. So I would place Iris in the bedroom, even kids' bedroom, also because amethyst is known to have like protective properties. She also has the flower of life in silver. I'll give her a quick turn around so you can see her. So yeah, I hope you like her. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Carla. Okay. And we also have, that was Iris, and we also have this wonderful new creation by Elena. So this is part of the new collection of 4 candles, the element candles. And tonight we're going to give away one BeyondMystic water candle for also one of you lucky supporters. And this one has an amethyst in the candle, and the scent is Palo Santo. So wonderful new collection from Elena. And thank you so much, Carla and Elena, for your donations. We really appreciate you. So these are going to go for the questions. And we have one questions right away from, I'm just going to go here. Okay. So I have a question from Jean-Claude for you ladies. Very special questions. So he wants to know, Meg and Sophie, how is this eclipse, so I'm guessing we're talking about the Scorpio eclipse, affecting your root chakra and your relationship with money? So probably, yeah, very activated, the root chakra. And how do you transmute sexual trauma into new pleasure and abilities to manifest? Because we all know the Scorpio deals with sexual trauma, also traumas in general, and our ability to receive. So it's part of also this financial access. So who wants to start first? Meg?
Sure. Well, that is a very interesting and loaded question, JC.
Yes.
I love it. How is this eclipse affecting our root chakras and our relationship with money? Well, Scorpio is a part of that money axis. Scorpio and Taurus, opposite signs, rule money. what's interesting is we have a lot in Taurus right now. It is Taurus season. We have the North Node in Taurus. We have Uranus in Taurus, Jupiter about to enter Taurus. And Taurus, to me, let me know if this doesn't resonate. But I would say if I had to pick any sign that actually corresponds with the root chakra, it would definitely be any of the earth signs, but particularly Taurus, because Taurus rules Mother Earth and nature. So how is this eclipse affecting our root chakra? It's shaking our root chakra. This is the biggest cleansing time we are going to have this year, is a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which is our shadow side. So all of our shit, so to speak, is going to come up around money right now. And that's why it's very easy for us actually to go into jealousy, to go into lack mindset, to go into anxiety around money, because Scorpio, again, rules all those things in astrology. So it's naturally going to come up, you guys. This is not the worst thing to do with Scorpio energy, is to pretend that it's not there. One of the things the Scorpio absolutely despises the most, if you're someone that has Scorpio major placements, is when someone tells us we're being negative or we're dark, when we try to bring something up that's actually just what's going on in reality, right? So that's the energy of Scorpio. If there's money issues, deal with it. If there's jealousy issues around what other people are manifesting and the abundance they have, you got to deal with it. This is the best time to deal with it, because if we don't deal with it, this eclipse is actually not just in effect, so to speak, for May 5th and the weeks around it, but actually for the next 6-month period. Our root chakras are going to be really tripped out by things going on collectively with the financial system, and how we can be there for our root chakra, for our foundation, is to focus on opposite sign of Scorpio, Taurus, which happens to be the North Node right now, which is abundance mindset, abundance work, connection to nature, enjoying life, enjoying being in our bodies. And Taurus rules pleasure. Scorpio would be sexual trauma. So JC, you're saying, how do you transmute sexual trauma into new pleasure and abilities to manifest? So that's a really big question. So first of all, if you've got major sexual trauma, I would suggest having a professional maybe to help you with that, whether that's a spiritual psychotherapist or a psychotherapist that does sign up some kind of method, or energy healing practitioner. Because the truth is, guys, another part of Scorpio energy is us Scorpios, and I say us Scorpios because I'm a Scorpio sun, we have secrets, and we like to keep our secrets. We like to keep them in the shell of our Scorpion shell that we are, and we like to hold on to them because our worst fear is being betrayed, or our worst fear is actually being totally vulnerable, because we rule power and empowerment. Okay. So one of the lessons for Scorpio, not just people who have major Scorpio placements, but all of us during this time, is to be vulnerable and to say, you know, hey, Julie and Sophie, if I'm someone that has sexual trauma issues, do you guys know someone I can talk to maybe about that? Is there a therapist that you suggest, or an energy healing practitioner you suggest? I really feel stuff coming up for me right now. Any suggestions? Things like that, or just looking it up yourself and actually going and doing self-healing work. Scorpio also rules that. So I would say the biggest thing is you don't have to do it all on your own. It's actually really healing to get someone to assist you in some sort of healing process, especially having to do with sexual trauma. Tantric practitioners are amazing for that. Psychotherapists are amazing for that. And how you can transmute those traumas into new pleasure, I think, would be to maybe connect to, at the times in your life when maybe trauma did happen, was there, in shamanism, we have a term called soul loss. Was there a soul loss that took place where a part of you is still in that place and time, and maybe that needs to be retrieved back to the present moment? Are there gifts and talents and pleasures and abilities that you had as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, that you stopped doing after that trauma took place? Getting back into alignment with those things, I think nature is really important as well, because that's the opposite energy to Scorpio. So I hope that answers your question, JC.
Yeah, thank you so much, Meg. Wow. Yeah, very interesting. And it brings me to think about, don't we all hold in some kind of way some sexual trauma from past lives and our ancestral lines also? So I think it's all connected in that Scorpio archetype. So all of that we hold in, I'm sorry for the noise in the background. We hold not only our traumas, but also the traumas from our past lives, from our ancestry line. So I think we all have a lot of work to do in able to receive even more abundance from this in this lifetime. Thank you, Meg. Okay, Sophie, how do you want to answer this question? How is the eclipse affecting your root chakra and your ability and your relationship with money first?
I feel like I'm following the Beatles. Meg, you answered so beautifully, and it was really amazing. So I completely agree with everything you just said, Meg. I will pull some card on this, but I had the same. Oh, the card that came in underneath the deck is the Ten of Pentacles, Taurus, family, ancestors. So yes, there is sexual trauma in your past life sometime that you have to heal, but also with the divine feminine in general. The question is also about receiving. So to receive, to be able to ground yourself, you need to be able to be in your energy, your own energy, and to be okay with it and to be glad to be in your own energy. So with that, it's a lot of work that needs to be done on many different levels. You need to be okay with your own energy, with being alone sometimes, with what happened when you don't have a TV on, with what happened when you don't have a music on, when you're alone. What is going through your mind when all of this is off, when you're just with yourself? So you need to balance the divine feminine energy within you to be okay with this. And the divine feminine energy, sorry, this is the energy of Scorpio, for me at least, because it's the intuition, it's the witch energy, sexual trauma sometimes, it's the giving birth also. So it's all the divine feminine energy that we all embody, men and female. So we all embody that, and we need to balance it with the divine masculine also. So when you have this yin yang balance within you and you're comfortable being by yourself, then you can also take action, choose, and you can receive also. So I think that's a great balance that you need to work maybe during the winter time and during the eclipse when it's in Aries, when it's focused on you.
Yeah, very interesting. Thank you, Sophie. And yeah, a lot of great comments. I just want to answer to all of them at the same time. Thank you, everybody, for chatting with us. Yeah, so interesting. Yes, this divine feminine and also divine masculine balance within ourselves. Such a good point that we need to also be a go-getter and start some stuff, but also sometimes know where to pause and how to pause to also receive help, support, money, abundance in all forms. So yeah, JC says, wow. So I'm guessing you guys really answered this question in a really good way. Thank you, JC. And yeah, I saw a comment here that super expensive to get a professional healer. Yeah, I just want to say here that it's part of the discussion we want to have tonight, because I know a lot of people, and I'm not blaming anybody. I know you guys have very different financial situation, and it's all a matter of also prioritizing what you have, right? And deciding where do you want to invest what you have, because it's Taurus. Taurus is where do you want to invest your resources. So it's not only money, it's your time, your energy. So at this point, I think it's also about how do you want to prioritize what's important for you in your life. Do you prioritize, let's say, your personal growth, or do you prioritize, let's say, relaxation time, Netflix and chill? So we all have a list of priorities that we need to maybe get in order during this Mercury retrograde period in Taurus. Taurus rules resources. So yes, a lot of things are about money, but I feel like a lot of things are about reprioritizing our energy, our need, our resources. Because a friend can be a helper, a therapist. So it's not only professional healers. And I was seeing a tarot reader maybe 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. And she was saying, I know you're going to say like my rate is high, but I remember her saying, but it's cheaper than seeing a therapist. And I was like, oh, she's right. And, like we all know tarot readers are therapists and also astrologers, right? So, Meg, I'd like to know, what do you think is responsible as, let's say, an alignment for all those themes coming up about money, about having to heal our relationship to money? Let us know what you think about the astrology behind it, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So before I get into that, which I definitely will, L777 has said something so beautiful that I was about to say as well, along the lines of, L says, I've never turned anyone away who came with a genuine request. It is one of the most beautiful gifts as a human being to bear witness to the pain of another. So if you're someone out there and you're wanting help from a healer or a therapist, there are ways to get that. There's energy exchanges that you can do with people if they have a studio, or there's different things that you can do. If someone genuinely, a certain professional genuinely cannot help you at a certain rate, they will have resources to give to you of somewhere to go. And this is that Taurus mindset, stepping into the North Node in Taurus versus the South Node in Scorpio, which is that lack, that there isn't help. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying we all do this in different ways, where because most of us don't live in communities anymore and tribes anymore, that kind of cyclical living, we're very individualized in our little houses on a street, and we're very separated. We've all been kind of brainwashed into this lack matrix, right? When actually the laws of the universe is that if there's something you want and you put the energy towards it, in Hawaiian shamanism, they say, in the Huna principles, energy flows where attention goes. If you want someone to help you, you can manifest that, and you will find someone to do that. So it's about getting creative, and that there are those resources out there. To answer your question, Julie, I think this is definitely coming up overall because of all the Scorpio and Taurus transits that we're having right now. And in particular, the North Node has been in Taurus and the South Node has been in Scorpio since January of 2022, the financial axis. So this has been a really big theme since then. And, Uranus in Taurus as well, that's instability in our resources and our financial system and our money. So that's a really big one as well. And Uranus right now, he's passed over 15 degrees Uranus, which is actually the most rocky time, but he's still in that period of being before 20 degrees, in between 15 and 20 degrees. On top of all this Scorpio transits, we're feeling this shift into the Pluto Aquarius time. And this is a total transformation. This is our power coming back to us. I'm hearing Spirit say since 2000 years ago, when it got taken away, when the age of Pisces started. And the matrix, if you will, really went into full force from the Vatican and the dark agenda. And I'll be careful what words I use here on YouTube. But yeah, it's all over the astrology right now with money. And I think it's going to be really good when Jupiter goes into Taurus. That's May 18th, right, Julie? Jupiter goes into Taurus?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. I think even though we've got some rocky stuff going on, I think that's going to be amazing, Jupiter in Taurus, because Jupiter expands whatever sign it's in. And so Taurus is not just the North Node, our North Star, as my mom likes to say. She's very funny. She calls the North Node our North Star that we need to be going towards. But Jupiter is expanding it. So we're naturally going to be feeling more abundant, actually, if we're in alignment with the natural energies, which I like to say. If you're open to astrology, if you're open to spirituality, you're probably in alignment with those natural energies. So you're going to be really feeling Jupiter entering Taurus May 18th and afterwards, abundant just from the, that we eat food every day, that we have this Beyond Mystic MAISON Jupiter community, not even just about money, just all the abundance in life. So I'm excited for that Jupiter and Taurus. And of course, Taurus also rules, the precious metals and crystals and all that, which a lot of us have our hands on. So it's exciting as well.
Oh yeah, very exciting. And like when we did the Astro Woo for the month of May, the predictions with Janine, with the tarot, and the astrology with myself for all the 12 signs, the energy was so different from the first half of May with the eclipse in Scorpio that we're releasing so much programming, traumas, unconscious and conscious patterns that prevent us from really receiving. And the first half of May is so different from the second half of May, because second half of May we have Jupiter, as you said, entering Taurus, and we have a new moon in Taurus with a lot of I almost want to say festive kind of energy. And I feel like you're going to feel such a shift in energy in enjoying life's pleasures, being present in the moment, feeling abundant, feeling love, feeling connected with nature. That's all Taurus. So I feel like the shift will be great. So it's important that we focus on what we have to release, what we have to heal, and specifically our relationship to receiving, to asking support, to welcoming support, help, money, so that we can really have, we can shift greatly during the second half of the month. And there's Ben the Rocks here that says, our creative potential is way more supported by the universe now, so use it. And I think it is a great comment, because I feel like every time we're truly anchoring our unique energy and our unique gifts into creation mode, we're not only in survival mode anymore, we're in creation mode. That's where universe rewards us. And of course, I saw some comments the other day, oh, we're not all meant to be tarot readers and astrologers. And yeah, I get that. It's not all of our mission to work professionally in the woo, let's say, in those esoteric arts. But also some people try to, and that they get discouraged because after a few months, let's say they're like, oh, I'm not getting the rewards I was expecting. But it does, like, the universe will challenge you once you step out of the matrix and once you try something else. So it's not all easy breezy, especially if you're during a transition. You will get tested, and it wasn't easy for any of us to make the transition. Like, I'm sure you guys can testify to that. Like, we get tested when we transition out of the matrix, and it takes a while usually to see the rewards, because the universe is like, are you sure? Do you really want to do that work? And like, they test you in some kind of way until you find exactly where you want to be, and then it starts working out for you. Sophie, I'd like to know, what do you think about all that? Did you get tested when you made your transition? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Before I move to my own life, what you were saying just before, I wanted to say something with that, because that was so powerful what you just said, Julie. We see a lot in that community of people wanting to work in the woo. So maybe not all of you wants to, okay? But if you say, okay, well, there's like 20 people here, 200 people here that wants to work in the woo, there's no place for me. It's not true. Remember that this is one community, but there is so many people out there that doesn't even they didn't even start their process. They don't want to be in the room right now. So you being part of this community, you have something special that called you into looking into those topics. So you have a greater chance to have your mission in this. Of course, a mission doesn't need to be a job. You can accomplish your mission doing a hobby or doing it for fun. It's okay. But it can be a job if you want it to be. That's what I wanted to say. Everybody in their cards, when they're transitioning from matrix towards something that is more esoteric, they all have the same thing, and I don't know why, but they all have the same thing. They have to continue their full-time job during the transition. It's like the test from the universe that are you really committed, like what you just said, Julie, about that, because it's a test. Are you willing to sacrifice your free time, the time that you can just enter in your own bubble, not think about anything and just relax, to really put time and effort into something that you don't see the rewards yet because you believe in yourself. So this is the test from the Matrix. But to go back to your initial question, yes, I got tested big time. Just 2 weeks before I was going to, 2 weeks before JC gave me the change of my life, and you, Julie, I was probably going to be out in the street because I was nowhere near to find what would be my dream job. I knew I wanted to do tarot. I knew I was good at it. I was doing appointments, but without Beyond Mystic, I think I would be like somewhere in deep trouble, like not having money and not having a place to stay with my cat. So again, I take that opportunity to say thank you so much for changing my life. I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. All of you, thank you so much for being a part of this and to welcoming me into this family. It's never easy, and for me was not, but I'm so grateful every day to do this.
Yeah, I do remember those days. And it's like, it feels like you're on the verge of, like the full card. He's on a rock and there's like nothing in front of him. And it's like, let's jump. So like the universe sometimes is willing for you to be like at this very last degree of jumping to make sure that you're really committed, as you said, like exactly. And you were. So but also I feel like there's divine timing that's involved in all of this. So we have to trust our own guides, trust that we're being taken care of also. And if you're really listening to your own intuition and heart, then you can't be wrong about it. So I just want to say that here. And yeah, I'm seeing great comments. Archie Jr. saying, you are so talented, Sophie. Yes, we're very happy that you made the decisions to leave the Matrix. Thank you so much. And Sophie, you have been incredibly valuable to me. Thank you, Farmer Dick. Appreciate that. And JC saying, wow, merci à toi, Sophie, je t'aime. Saying thank you.
Love you too.
And I saw a comment here. Okay, JC. He said, I am excited to share with you the insights and knowledge of my high priestess friend, Sylvie. Yes, Sylvie will be doing a new course in the Academy. We're working on the title right now, but it's probably going to be something like the Sapphire Flames Sensual Resurrection. Yes, we weren't quite sure on the title yet, but it's something according to Blue Flame. And it has to do with women reclaiming their own power, healing the womb. And we're working on that. But I have a lot of people around me that seem to, we're all having the same themes coming up. The need to heal our womb as a woman to really be able to manifest from the higher possible timelines for us. And also it deals with our relationship to money, obviously. So very, very excited about this course coming up with Sylvie. She's a really, really great high priestess. And I feel very lucky to be around such powerful priestesses and loving ladies. Thank you for being part of my life. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, I wanted to, maybe Sophie can pull cards and then we'll get to Meg. Can you ask the cards, how can we best heal our relationship to money?
Yep.
And let's say allowing more receiving in our lives. So what do the cards have to say?
I'm laughing because so far, it's exactly what we have said before. Hermit. So spending time alone and knowing what is a priority for you. So we're going back to those things that we already said. The Star, we have Page of Wands, and we have the Death card. I just wanted to take one last because I wanted to see what is on the other side of the Death card. It is Rebirth, Chariot. So what it means is that to be able to heal your relationship with money, with resources in general, you have to be okay in your own energy. You have to stop the noise. You have to stop the chaos around you. You have to be able to just sit within your energy and be able to just see who are you and what is your energy, and to just delimit what is your priority for you, what is your requirement for you, and to make that the priority. Change your ways. Page of Wands, changing your ways. If you do that, if you're able to change your ways, now we have that and Chariot, Rebirth in this deck. So this is one of the things that is blocking us most of the time, and this is one of the things that is blocking most people here and everywhere from evolving and also going for help, is that it's easier not to. Sometimes it's easier not to, unless we are in this tower moment, eclipse moment, where we're forced to. It's easier to most of the time. So when it's easier not to do anything, not to go in your trauma, not to do the work, it's tough to really, really sit in that energy and to find motivation in doing the work. But when you do, this is when there's big change and you're not going back. You're just evolving, you're just moving to the next vibration, and you're not never going back. This is how you change your relationship with money, because after that you have clarity. Ace of Swords. After that you have clarity. You know what you deserve. You know how to manifest it. You know how to speak, to ask for it to the universe, to the people around you, to yourself, and it's coming faster and easier.
Wow. So a lot of looking within, going within, doing a lot of inner work. Yeah, it does make sense. And thank you so much, Sophie. And Mary Kaysen says, we need to believe we are worth the blessings. Know and love thyself. Yes, thank you so much, Mary. Really resonates. I think this is the hermit energy you were picking on. Going inwards and realizing that we have everything inside of us. So we are worthy of the blessings coming. And it's important that we have this talk right now, because we want you to really benefit from this Jupiter entering Taurus, all of you, in the best possible way. So we need to do this shedding, this letting go process. I feel like it's super important at this time. And okay, Meg, I want to hear what you have to say. And also, Meg, what do you think are the major blocks usually that people have regarding money? Where do you think they come from? What do you see sometimes in astrology? What do you feel like, where are those blocks coming from, in your opinion?
Well, I think that collectively we've all been in a major mind control of lack mentality, and our power being taken away with the age of Pisces that we've been in for the past about 2,000 years. And yay, we're now in the age of Aquarius. So this is the beginning of our power collectively coming back to us, fairness and equality and freedom, financial freedom, and us actually finding our place in the whole, in the world community, and what our gifts are, and being a part of that community and actually being in that on the world stage. So I see this as, we're in a new astrological age, really since Pluto entered Aquarius March 23rd, or was it 24th, 2023. And so that's a really big deal. I think a lot of our wounds comes from our ancestral line of the whole past 2,000 years. And so this is a really big energy. This is a really big eclipse. Just as we're doing this live stream, my throat feels really like it's hurting a lot. Actually.
Me too. I started to prep for the show. Sorry, and I had this throat blockage too. Same. So I feel like we've been deprived of even speaking about it.
And people who have particularly their south node in the sign of Scorpio, or in the 8th house, or conjunct Pluto, or aspecting Pluto in some kind of way. we're the ones, and I actually had a client like that today. You guys are the ones that are really coming from the most recent lifetimes of your power was taken away. Maybe there was some kind of persecution or murder or crisis that happened. So this is really intense stuff. And I pulled some archetype cards as well to help us navigate this energy right now. And I love these cards so much, the archetype cards.
Nice.
And very interesting. I got the storyteller, the trickster, and the vampire.
Whoa, powerful card.
Powerful. So what I'm feeling is like, what are the stories that we tell ourselves every single day in our own head that we don't even say out loud? That's very Scorpio. Analyzing, what are my patterns? What are my beliefs that I'm actually telling myself, the stories that I'm playing out every single day? And are they sucking my energy? Vampire.
Wow.
I really feel these cards are actually, it's like owning our shit. Okay, so how are we being the tricksters and the vampires to ourselves in life?
Wow.
What are the habits that we have every day that it's time to really let it go? Full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And if you've tried letting it go and you're not able to let it go, maybe it's time to like actually ask for help from someone. Going to an energy healer, going to a shaman, going to a therapist. There's nothing wrong with that, because this is thousands of years of our ancestors being tricked upon, which has now been implanted into us, and thousands of years of our power being taken away of our natural energies. Taurus, that was the astrology card I pulled. So this is all about Taurus. This is all about being in our value, knowing our worth, knowing what we love to do, knowing what our gifts are. You know, when sometimes people will say, I don't know what my gifts are. I don't know what I'm good at. If that's the case, it is time to disconnect from all the outside sources, from the social media, from people that drain your energy, to go within, to go into nature and connect to yourself, because you'll get right away what you're interested in, what kind of books you like to read, what kind of things you like to do. That can tell you where your natural gifts and talents lie. So it's about our values. It's about being in the abundance mindset. We are on a planet in these bodies that are miracles in itself. The fact that we're even here right now, forget about money for a second, like the fact that we're even in these bodies as starseeds and light workers, Spirit's showing me that there's so many souls that would love to be here and are watching us, but we're the ones that get to be here right now. That in itself is one of the greatest abundance gifts our souls will ever receive.
Yeah.
Is being here to witness this shift on the planet. So abundance is money, but it's also all the gifts that universe, source, Mother Earth provides. And that's really, I'm feeling what the main antidote is anything Taurus rules in life.
So powerful, because as you were talking, I was like, there's outside forces that have been trying to prevent us from really accessing our full power, but also inside forces, because as above, so below. So everything that exists outside exists inside. So wow, like I'm gonna rewatch what you just said, because I feel like it was really, really, really on point and powerful. And Susan is saying, that's brilliant, Meg. We need to know our worth, yes, and also Taurus, self-worth, and your connection to nature, as you just said. And that's one of the big themes that will be working during the Scorpio full moon eclipse meditation. That's going to be tomorrow, May 3rd at 3 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to join, this is going to be live with Elena and Janine. So Elena is going to lead us through a singing bowl, really powerful meditation, because this portal of energy is super powerful, as you can probably notice. And Jenny's going to pull cards for activation. So we're trying to be as many people as possible, so we can really try to make a difference in our personal lives and let go of the most, let's say, blockages, traumas from past life, from this life, and re-empower ourselves into being the abundant beings that we are and that we deserve. And so I wrote at the end, rebirth. So I feel like after this eclipse, we're all going to feel this big rebirth energy. And wow, yes, very powerful. Sophie, could you pull maybe some cards for us around what's going to be the big shift you think that we're going to experience after this eclipse regarding our relationship to money, but also to be able to receive blessings? So what do you think is going to shift?
Okay. I took my wish deck.
And I'm sorry for the sound in the background, obviously.
I have a crying cat and a
back
train, so we're good. Okay, let's see what is going to be this energy after. Okay, yeah, big shift. I love it. We're going to release a blockage, okay? So when I explain what is a blockage to people, sometimes we don't have the same definition. For me, it's wherever you have to put 300% more effort to go to the same result to anybody else. So wherever you feel like you're going against the current, this is a blockage in your life. And there's a train confirming this. So this is the energy that is going to shift with this eclipse, is that this is in the past 5 of Cup victim mentality, where we don't see the positive, where we focus on the negative, where we focus on the stress. And this is the shift happening. It's subconscious because we have the High Priestess. So it can be very subconscious, where you can have dreams that are going to just lift tons of ancestral line patterns that you had to let go of, limiting belief, or you can do meditation for this. You can do meditation. You can do also hypnosis for this. You can use mantra. You can use affirmation, but your subconscious is going to do the work. So you can help it doing a lot of work just to boost that, to get to the best result. On the other side of it, we have, so after the eclipse, Ace of Wands. So we have some kind of a fire energy. We have a new beginning where we have motivation, where we're feeling like, wow, finally I have my energy back. Finally, I have my power back. Finally, I can do something about this. I know where I should go. So some kind of a sense of direction, a sense of Page of Wands, a sense of, okay, it was not clear for me now, but now I know where I should go. Clarity of mind, King of Swords. And everything that I told you about the blockage, that it was like very heavy and asking you lots of energy and effort, and you didn't go to the same result as anybody else. Well, now we have 8 of Wands. Now it's fast, now it's active, now it's coming. And keep in mind, we're in eclipse, so it's lots of things are going to happen, but it's going to be you that has the power to create your own reality after this eclipse. And I can say during also, if you manifest and use your subconscious to ask for direction, because it's Mercury retrograde, it's best to really ask vague things. So what I mean by this is, what you want to ask when it's something that is divinely guided and it's Mercury retrograde, you want to ask, I want to have abundance. I want to have somebody in my life that I can count on, or I want to have a good job that I would be happy in, that it will be fulfilling me. So ask things without saying precisely what you need, so you don't try to sabotage yourself, because if it's not the right thing, the universe, if you ask it, it will maybe give it to you and you will not be satisfied. So asking largely, since we don't have clarity, would be the way to use the energy. So this is the card that says you are the creator of your own life, and it will be easier after this. With the money, with the resources, with life in general, it's like just unblocking.
Wow, I'm sure a lot of people will be very happy with this message. Thank you so much, Sophie. Okay, so I'm gonna switch to some personal questions we received. And I want to say first, thank you so much, TTF. Thank you. Love you three together. It does seem like everyone around me has something major coming up right now they are dealing with. This is huge help. Yes, well, it's the eclipse season. And also Pluto just changed signs. So yes, I think a lot of people will go through a lot of changes in their personal life. So thank you so much, TTF. We appreciate your help and support. I'd like to get to you, Meg, for a question, and maybe if you have your cards nearby, maybe it's going to be helpful. Okay, good. So Susan M, thank you, Susan, is saying she's an Aries sun and Virgo rising. So I just turned the wheel, and the eclipse is going to happen in her 3rd house in Scorpio.
Wow.
So what message do you have for me? Thank you, beautiful oracles.
Well, if you're a Virgo rising, this eclipse is happening in your 3rd house, right? You just said that, Julie, or am I going crazy? Yeah, in your 3rd house. So this is big changes, endings, and illumination and cleansing in the areas of life having to do with your local neighborhood, your friendships, communication. Your friends are really highlighted right now. Your place in your local community is really highlighted right now. So if you don't have a really significant place in your community, pulled the Libra card for you. It's about your connections with other people. If you're feeling alone right now, Susan, reach out to your local community. Go to like-minded events in your local community. I don't know where exactly you're located, but there's something about where you're living, your neighbors, your friends that live near you, actually connecting to them, not just in person, but online, is very, very important. Yep. This is about your relationships, partnership, the asteroid Juno coming up for you as well. So it's feeling like, I don't know if you're maybe having friendship changes, or like a lot of us, you've gone through the past few years, a lot of shifts happening because of different beliefs with people. There can be great healing happening with your friendships, happening with your place in your local community. So embrace the healing and the illumination that wants to come forward there. And bonus card for you is Capricorn, achieve. So maybe you're working right now, or you're working on something new. This is making me feel like surround yourself with people that are inspiring to you. Who are the people that you surround yourself with? Your friends, your community, who you work with, and do they inspire you to achieve your greatest self? Or do they kind of drain your energy, like that vampire card that I pulled earlier? So
wow. Yes, I hope this helps, Susan. And thank you so much, Meg. I'm pretty sure it's going to resonate. I felt a lot of resonating energy coming from this answer, if that's the right word. Thank you, lovely ladies. And before we end the show, because there's a wacky woo starting in just a few seconds. So we recorded this Astro Woo. So all the predictions for all the 12 zodiac signs are now available for the month of May. So Janine is pulling some cards for all zodiac sign, and you can listen to just to your own sign, rising sign or sun sign specifically. So we have the first part is the collective energy, and then we get into the personal prediction for your sign. So Janine is pulling some cards. I'm doing the astro, and we're going to see where the eclipse falls in your birth chart. What house is it activating for you specifically for your sign? And then Jupiter in Taurus is entering what house for you? And then the new moon in Taurus towards the end of May is entering what house for you. So that's all in the Astro Woo, available on BeyondMystic.net. And right now we have this promo code going on. So that's save 33 to get 33% off for all the pay-per-views for the 12 zodiac signs. And just before we end the show, if you'd like to book a more personal consultation with either Sophie or Meg, you can do so, of course, on MAISONJupiter.com. Don't forget Beyond Mystic in one word to get 10% off. And thank you so much, lovely ladies. I know I feel like it was full of really resonating messages. I'm going to rewatch this episode for sure. And thank you so much for your guidance as usual. And thank you for everybody watching. And see you soon. Au revoir, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.